very, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sneha Gupta. I have been an ex-banker by way of education and now a personal development coach by way of passion, qualification, and commitment. And today I'm not here as a coach, but as a fellow traveler in this journey from idea to action. In this journey in the last 1 decade, I have met countless individuals, students, professionals, entrepreneurs with dreams and aspirations. And it is in their lens, it is through their lens and my experience that I'm here today to share with you 10 invaluable lessons that I have learned in this journey. So let me take you back to where it all began. A coffee house where I met my now husband. I was a young girl burning with the desire to bring a difference in this world. I had a specific small idea, simple idea, which I knew could bring in the impact on many lives. But just like so many of us, I was hesitant. I was hesitant to go ahead and bring that change within me, to change myself from a professional banker to a personal development entrepreneur. And I saw that look in so many of my clients' face across the decade, that hesitance, that the idea was not good enough. Or did they really have what it takes to change their idea into reality? I have spent countless number of hours convincing them that yes, their ideas can work because it did work for me. And a decade from then and now, I can proudly say, and I can share my first valuable lesson today with all of you. That is, ideas don't have to be out of the box or complicated. Ideas don't have to be groundbreaking or revolutionary. Ideas can be very, very simple. In fact, the most simple ideas have created the maximum impact in the lives of so many. It is basically what we see around the world, the gaps we see around the world has the highest potential to bring in the impact in many lives. Let's take the story of Bhavish Agarwal and Ankit Bhatti, the founders of Ola Cabs. They were driven to change and bring a solution to a problem that they themselves were facing, which was to create a reliable transportation in their very own city. What does it tell us? It tells us that ideas, simple ideas, come from most common problems, but dealt in a very simple and effective way. So I repeat, ideas don't have to be complicated. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is what I keep telling my clients again and again. So the second most invaluable lesson in this journey has been that an idea is the first step in this journey, is the only first step in the journey. And as the saying goes, a genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And this is exactly what differentiates you, a doer, from a dreamer. So what really needs to be out of the box is the execution, the process of execution. We can take a classic example of the famous Flipkart journey that Binny Bansal has had. Binny Bansal, along with Sachin Bansal in their entire journey, have faced numerous amount of challenges, handful of employees, investor issues, technical glitches, but look at the shining success that they have had. What really takes for an idea to turn it into an action, that you need to be willing enough to put in all your hard work, your effort, your commitment, your time. You need to be willing to adapt, to evolve. Only then, that is what is going to set you apart from the others. With that comes my third valuable lesson. And this is extremely important for the long run. It is empathy. Empathy is a very, very important ingredient in whatever you do. When you infuse empathy in your idea, it gives you purpose. It gives you intent. Your idea becomes more than just about you, your desires, your dreams, your aspirations, your happiness, your fulfillment. What it really does, it gives you that sense of motivation and kick to wake up every day in the morning. You see, at the heart of it, as humans, we have the desire to do good for others. And this is exactly the motivation that we need to take our idea to action on the long run. This reminds me of my client Pooja from Bikaner. She runs a successful handmade crafts online. It was her passion to make these handcraft things that really kick-started her journey. But what really made her stay and so successful in the last 5 years is the joy that she's bringing in the livelihoods of so many local artisans and so many women that she's empowering. So, ideas with empathy can give you that purpose, which is beyond you, your desires, your fulfillment, and it is more about the impact you create in the lives of the others. But empathy alone is not enough. The next fourth valuable lesson is something that everyone has been continuously, including me, we face continuously, not just at the beginning of the launch of the idea, but time and time again, right in the middle as well, which is the fear of constant failure. Now, I tell my clients, look at the world that we live in. Look at this round globe. Look at this round planet, which has been miraculously suspended and is revolutionizing, is revolving around the sun since millions of years. And yet, when we have a small idea, we tend to doubt. We tend to focus more on what if it fails. Why not what if it works? So the only way to know whether it will work or it will fail is just by doing it. The probability of both is exactly 50-50. So why not just do it? So the way to change the gear from what if it fails to what if it actually works is by simply doing it. In line with the fear of failure is also that bug of perfection. That moment that you're constantly waiting for the perfect time to launch your product, the perfect time to do your service, the right time. And I cannot give anybody else's example more than mine. If I look at the hindsight, if it was not for my mother, I would have delayed the whole process of launching Lots of Learning, my venture, or in fact, maybe it wouldn't have seen the light of the day. When I look back, 10 years ago, it took me 2 years to plan the whole thing. I was ready with the tools, I was ready with the place, and yet I was safely parked. I don't know what was I waiting for. I know at the heart I was waiting for the right time. Had it not been for my mother, who changed my gear and who pushed me from being safely parked and pushed me to take that accelerator button, I wouldn't have changed the dynamics and now launched my Lots of Learning business. So the right moment, when is the right moment? If you ask, the right moment is always now. As the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is now. My sixth lesson comes when we've already taken that first step. You've taken that first step, but this is what you need now to stay there, which is having a proactive mindset. Now, what is a proactive mindset? You cannot be a passive viewer. You cannot be a passive passenger. You cannot be just triggered and taking actions based on the external factors around you. What you really need to do is be the constant architect and foresee the problems and bring out the solutions, right? This trait is extremely, extremely crucial for you because this is what will differentiate you from the others in your own industry. Moving on to the seventh lesson, which is a colossal time waster. It is that incessant act of comparing yourself with others. You're constantly checking your progress based on what others are doing. It not only takes away your valuable time, but it also takes away your focus. And here I'm reminded by a beautiful saying by the spiritual leader, Swami Vivekananda ji. What he said was, take up one idea and make that idea yours. Think of it, dream of it, live that idea. Let every brain, let every nerve, muscle, and complete body be a part of that idea and leave every other idea alone and be so invested in that idea. That is your way to success. what you basically want to hear and tell you here is that be invested in your idea so strongly that no other's idea, others' improvement, and others' progress is only helping you, not taking away the time and the focus away from you. My eighth lesson is a secret ingredient that has worked time and time again, which is discipline. Without discipline, there is no progress. We've been able to create 1 billion community online on Instagram, and this has been sweat and hard work of 2 years. Rain or sunshine, we were there. How did we do it? Because we acted on it every single day. I've also seen the transformative result of discipline on so many of my clients, especially who are mothers. Mothers who want to reboot their career, but they don't have the time for it. So all I ask from them is 1 hour every day. It may seem like a very small commitment, but if you see it over a period of 1 year, it is 365 hours. And these 365 hours not only tells them what consistency can do, but it brings them that much more closer to their goal. So discipline is the backbone of your being, your progress, your idea, and your entire success. My second last lesson is don't give 100%. You have to give 200%. What do I mean by that? If you always are going to do what you've always done, you'll only get what you've always gotten. These are famous lines by Tony Robbins. What it basically wants to tell you is that you need to surprise your audience with more than that you have promised. Like when my clients sign up with me for online sessions, we don't just stop there. We give them a lot of personal support. We give them a lot of material that they were not expecting. I dare you to be out there. I dare you to give more than what they were expecting and shock and surprise your audience. This way, you'll not even make a real fan for yourself, but you will have real advocates who will be working real time in your industry for you. And finally, as we come to the final lesson, this is something which is always taking us at the back burner. Don't ever measure yourself. Don't ever measure yourself on the basis of the external accolades or the substantial wealth or how groundbreaking your idea was. Measure yourself on the basis of the kind of individual you've become. The resilience, the compassion, the resourcefulness that you have been able to be at the end of this journey. So I ask you, embrace every challenge, cherish every lesson, and trust your ability to create impactful difference in the lives of the others. Thank you so much. That was my 10 life lessons that I have learned in this journey.